Hello guys, welcome to our channel, the IT Man, and let's solve problem of the day today of the LeetCode, Grumpy Bookstore Owner. Okay, so here we are given an array of customers and an array called as Grumpy. So what the question here says is that this array customers, every ith position means how many customers are entering at that minute in the bookstore, and the grumpy array says that whether the owner is grumpy or not at that ith minute. So if the owner is grumpy, which means if the value is 1, the customers are not satisfied, and if he's not grumpy, it means the customers are satisfied. So we have to return the maximum numbers of customers that can be satisfied throughout the day. Okay, now here's the catch. So, what the question says is the bookstore knows a secret technique to keep themselves not grumpy for a consecutive amount of minutes, and it can be used only once. So, okay, if it would have been a simple question to just calculate how many customers are satisfied, it would have been a very simple just addition problem. But this is the part which makes it a little bit tricky. Okay, so now let's try to understand the question better. Cool. Let's go to the whiteboard. Okay, so let's try to solve the problem. Let me quickly write down the array given in the example. So it says 101211175, and grumpy array looks like 010101 010101 and 01. Okay, cool. Now m is 3, and this is our grumpy array, and this is our customer array. So what do you think, which kind of category of problems this may fall into? Pause this video, think about it. Okay, so this falls into sliding window, and this is fixed size. Okay, this is fixed size slicing window. Now why do I say this? Look, so usually what happens in a fixed size sliding window, we are given a window size of, let's say, k, and we have to iterate over that sliding window using two pointers I and j. And while iterating, we keep on calculating the metrics we want, and when we reach the window size, we apply the logic whether to take that matrix as an answer or not, and then we move our I and j pointers. We subtract the value of I from the current calculated matrix, we move the I pointer, and then we move the j pointer. This is usually how sliding window works. Okay, so let me write the pseudocode for sliding window. Okay, so we declare two variables I and j initially to 0 and 0. So while always j is less than the size of the array we are traversing, we calculate our j, and then when j minus I plus 1 equals window size k, we apply a computation and we increase the I value. Okay, and j value, of course, it keeps increasing on every iteration. This is usually how the sliding window works. Okay, now how we can apply sliding window on this question? So here my array looks something like this. Okay, so what if I calculate my initial satisfaction? So by initial satisfaction, I means what is the maximum number of customers I can satisfy when the owners are grumpy without using the sliding window technique. Okay, so okay, so here when the value is 1, the owner is grumpy, and when the value is 0, the owner is not grumpy. Okay, So what could be our initial satisfaction? This, because it's 0, this and this. Okay, so it's 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 7, which is equals 10. So 10 is our initial satisfaction. Cool. Now what? Now we can use our sliding window to slide over this window and calculate the maximum extra customers we can satisfy, and at the end we can return the initial plus max as our answer. Okay, cool. So what I'll do is, as said, I'll maintain two variables I, j. I will maintain a current variable which will keep track of the current satisfaction, and I'll keep a max variable which will keep track of the max satisfaction. Okay, so look, so of course while j is less than n, we will keep adding our current customers which are satisfied. Okay, and once okay, yeah, and once j minus I plus 1 becomes m, which is the number of minutes, which is 3 in this case, we can calculate the max. Okay, we can simply take max of the max value available and the current which we have been calculating, we can assign it to max v again, and from the current we can subtract the okay, let me write it a little bit clearly, and from the current we can subtract customers at I, because remember I was not moving at first, it's sitting at position 0, and after subtracting we can increase our I, and j pointer, of course, it will get increased. So let's try to dry run this. Okay, oh, let me dry run it here for you. So when j equals to 0, current counter would be, so here let me write max v, which is 0. Okay, so current counter would be 0. We won't take the initial ones because we have already added it in our initial calculation list. So when it's 0, it will be 0. Okay, when j equals 1, current will be 0 plus, okay, 1 into 0. This 1 we will take into consideration because this is the point where owner is grumpy but the numbers of customers are 0, so it will be 0 again. When j equals 2, current will be 0 plus 0 plus 0 again, because this is the point we have already taken in consideration. Okay, now when j equals to 3, this satisfies this condition, isn't it? This satisfies this condition. So we will calculate the max. So max would be max of 0 comma 0, so max will remain 0. Yes, we have to now increase our I pointer. Okay, so let me quickly okay, j is here, I will now move to here. Okay, I will move, so we have to do I plus plus, which makes I equals 1, or maybe I'll just write it here, I equals 1. Okay, since value of I is 0, 0 minus 0, it remains 0. Okay, now when j equals to 3, I equals to 1. Okay, what would be the value? So the current value would be this window, right? This window. So the current value would be 0 plus, so since this 0 and this 0, it's already calculated when we were calculating j, we just need to calculate this value, right? This part of the code, we just need to calculate this. So this would be 2 into 1, that would be 2. So our current is 2 and our max would be now increased to 2. Cool. Now again we'll move our I and j pointers. This is 1 and this is 2. Okay, now again, okay, so we calculated till 2. Now j will be here, I will be here. Okay, now for this range, we'll subtract our value of I from here. Okay, we will subtract our value of I from the current window, so it will be 0 plus 2 plus the value we'll calculate now. So it's 1 into 0, which is again 0, so still our current max remains as 2. Okay, so till now what it looks like, so till now it's 0 plus 2 plus 0. Okay, now again we'll increase our I and j values. So now j will be here and I will be here. Okay, so now this will be subtracted, and now it will be 0 plus 2 plus 1 into 1, that's 1. Okay, so now what's the sum? It's 3, right? So our max would be updated to 3. Okay, now okay, now again we'll increase our, so this value would get subtracted, j will be here and I will be here. Now what's the maximum value? It's 0. It's 0, right? For this calculation, because it's 7 into 0 plus 0, so it's 1, so our max will still remain as 3. Okay, now what? Now the final j is here, I is here. Okay, now what would be the calculation? This 0 would be removed because we have moved our I, so it's currently 1 plus 0, and now it's 5 into 1, that's 5. So now our max becomes 6, and yes, it's greater than 3, will increase our max to 6. So after iterating the complete array, we found that the max value we are achieving is 6. Okay, and we had our initial calculation as 10 here, remember? So now what we need to do, we need to add a 6 here and return initial plus max. So 16 is the answer. Now let's code it. Let's try to code the solution. So I'll take a variable called as initial, til. I'll put it as 0. Let's first calculate the initial satisfaction. I'll just take n as length of customers and let's iterate over it. For I in range n, if grumpy at I is 0, initial plus equals customers at I. Cool. So here we have our initial value of how much maximum customers we can satisfy even without applying the sliding window technique. Cool. Now let's declare a variable max satisfaction, current satisfaction, initialize to 0, 0, and our variables I and j. Cool, we'll declare two variables, I, j equals to 0, 0. So while j is less than n, we will calculate current satisfaction that is equal customers at j into grumpy at j. Okay, we have to check now if j minus I plus 1 equals n. That's checking the window size. If so, we will calculate whether have we reached the max satisfaction. Max of max satisfaction, current satisfaction. Cool. Now, since we have calculated, now we need to move our window one step forward. We have to increase our I pointer. So before increasing the I pointer, we need to subtract its value from our current satisfaction window. Minus equals to customers into grumpy. Sorry. Okay. Cool. We have calculated it. Now we will just increase our I value by 1 and j value by 1. Okay. And we have to return initial plus max satisfaction. Let's see if it runs. And it's accepted. Let's try to submit it. Cool, it works. So yep, this was the solution. Do let me know in the comments how you feel about it, and please do subscribe if you find our channel useful. Thank you.